It's no secret that the majority of our participating church body is made up of white people. As the events of the past couple of weeks have happened, it leaves the majority of our church wondering what response we're supposed to have. I mean, are we supposed to be joining protests? Are we supposed to be okay with rioting? Are we supposed to be okay with what's happening in the Seattle area? Are we supposed to be okay with what governing authorities are deciding about it and passing laws with it? Are we supposed to side with police? Are we not supposed to side with police? What's our response supposed to be? Because the reality is, as a white person, I really almost don't know what to say about it because I've never really been in a position to have to experience what people are crying out that they experience all the time. It's not my experience, it's their experience. And because of that reality, because I haven't experienced what my black brothers and sisters have experienced in their life with discrimination and encounters with law enforcement, the question still comes, like, what can I do from my end as a white person? What's my response supposed to be? And I think the first step that we can take is the same first step that Jesus takes toward us. To be present, to simply be present, and to listen to what our black brothers and sisters are experiencing and saying that they experience in their difficulty. And as hard as it is to just be present with them in that, as hard as it is to say, hey, this happens, and on our end, we're like, no, it doesn't. But we're just disagreeing, and we're just like disregarding what they have to say. And I think our call is simply to just be present with them in this time of suffering and difficulty. At least that's the first step I think that we can take. White people may not fully comprehend the effects of systemic discrimination, but we all know what it's like to have someone present with us in our difficult times, whether that be death or miscarriage, a breakup, or a tragic accident, or something else. Beyond the black and white contemporary issues that are happening, the principle of solidarity, of being present to another in their difficulty, is applicable to all relationships. As the cliche goes, people won't care what you have to say until they know how much you care. The options for situations like what we face in our day seem to be limited to the following: be in solidarity or disagree with everything. There's little imagination for both solidarity and discernment of what to do next and happening together. There's little imagination for solidarity and discussions going on with people who are experiencing discrimination going forward. It's like you either are with them or you're against them. And I'm just saying, I think we lack an imagination to be able to do both. And as followers of Jesus, I think that third way is what we're called into. We're not called to the extremes, but we're called to engage people where they are. It's not likely that discernment and progressive conversations will take place if being for the dignity of the other person isn't the first step that we take. Without solidarity, I don't know that any other discussions are ever going to happen. We understand this with our own families, though, right? I mean, in my case, if I try to connect with my child outside of a caring relationship with him, my children aren't likely to care what I have to say about anything. My child or my children want to know that I'm for them first. And as they know that I'm for them, they're going to then hear what I have to say to them. Same thing with my wife, right? If I disagree with my wife about something, she's not going to care what I have to say if what I have to say is not couched in a caring, trusting relationship. She wants to know that I'm for her and with her no matter what going forward, regardless of our differences of opinion. Being in solidarity with those who feel mistreated is not equivalent. It's not the same thing as agreeing to everything they think about a situation or every stance they have about a certain issue. But being in solidarity or being present with people in their difficulty is what Jesus models for us. He was with us before ever doing anything to help change our future. Solidarity is the first step of Jesus, and it's a good first step for us as well. If we avoid being present to another in their difficulty, then we are missing out on a taste of the kingdom of God here and now. A step for us to move forward at this time in history in our immediate culture is to have faith that being present with another in their difficulty is how we get to participate in God's kingdom on earth today. Being present with another in their difficulty is how we get to participate in God's kingdom on earth today. Today, I'm inviting you to respond in faith. Take a step toward being present with another in their difficulty. Have faith to take a step toward being present with another in their difficulty so that you and the other person can both experience the aspect of life in God's kingdom today. Who is the person whom you can start taking that step with? Maybe it's someone in your neighborhood. Maybe it's someone in our own church body. Maybe it's with someone online over the phone or on a video chat. But who is that person that God's calling you to take a first step in being in solidarity with their suffering, with their disappointment, with their loss, with their difficult moments? How is God calling you to take that step to be present with another in their difficulty so that you both can experience what it's like to participate in God's kingdom on earth today? Have faith that being present with another in their difficulty is how we get to participate in God's kingdom on earth today. Being present with another in their difficulty is how we get to participate in God's kingdom on earth today.